If you've ever wanted to make money online and you've wanted to travel the world while doing so, then this video is for you. I'm going to go over the 4 skill sets that you need in order to actually make that a reality, and how I've been able to not only travel the world, but also be able to help a lot of my clients, not only in the e-commerce space, but in the marketing space and other facets in order to help them grow their businesses. And so this is something that when I first got started in this space that I wish I had known, and I kind of stumbled across this. And so I want to help shorten that path for you. That way that you know what skill sets you need to learn. You can go get the resources, whether that's my channel or other channels, and even books and other materials to help you actually make that a reality. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first skill sets that you're going to want to learn is actually how to sell. And there are many tactics and many ways in order to actually sell a product, a service, and every industry works a little bit different. Some of it is a little bit more consultative. Some of it is just let me pound you to the ground until you actually buy my product. So you're going to figure out your style as you go. But one of the best books that actually helped me learn about sales and do it in a helpful way, actually helping the end prospect and helping the end client, was Spin Selling by Neil Rackman. Okay, it's a different style and a different method in order for you to actually sell that's a little bit more consultative. Okay, so if you are an expert in a field, or you want to get better at a certain subject and sales is going to be secondary, then this is a really great way to showcase your expertise, but also to really provide value to that client. So I definitely recommend that you read that book. Now, the next skill set that I would recommend that people start to do once they have sales down is to take a stab at copywriting. Okay, copywriting is the ability to translate sales into written form. So when you are on the phone with a prospect, or you're trying to sell a service, you're going to have objections. You're going to have things that they're going to question about your business and about you. And in order to actually efficiently delegate out your marketing message and delegate out sales down the road, if that's not your thing, you want to be able to understand those objections and hear them from the prospect's mouth. That way, when you're crafting a sales letter, when you're crafting ad scripts, or even the ad copy on Facebook, Google, whatever, you can actually handle some of those objections with the way that the words are actually written. Okay, and that art form and that style is copywriting. And so there's copywriting styles for every industry. There's compliance in every industry that you can do, but for email, for SMS, for advertising, and for landing pages, copywriting is a high value skill set, because essentially you're taking someone that doesn't know you and convincing them to actually buy your product or book a call to learn more about your service. And copywriting is a really, really big skill set that it takes time to master, it takes time to get that market feedback, but has a direct correlation to the effectiveness of email marketing, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, etc., if you do it properly. Okay, so that's a really high leverage skill set. One of the books that helped me actually get better at copywriting was .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. And over time, since I worked with a lot of clients in the agency space, I got to craft and create sales letters and marketing messages for a lot of people. And so that's where I actually got to apply my copywriting skills. And now I do so for my businesses and the businesses that I consult with. Now, the third skill set that I would highly recommend that you learn is media buying. Media buying is the ability to run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, okay, Snapchat ads. Those are all social media buying platforms. Then you can also learn how to do Google or YouTube, and that's more of a searched keyword-based media buying platform. Now, the easier one of the two to learn is typically social, because all of the platforms are very similar. Google is a little different. So if you are going to go down that route, there are a lot of social media buyers that are out there. It's great to learn the platform. It's one of the best converting, but it does require, in order to actually run campaigns, content, whereas Google Ads doesn't require content, it just requires copy. Okay, so depending on where you're wanting to run paid traffic, each platform is going to have its own nuances, and even the way that they play the game with account suspensions, account bans, and other policies that they may have. So if I were starting out right now, I would first learn social media buying, and then learn Google and YouTube media buying, and then potentially hire that out over the course of a couple years as you are starting to learn the platform and start bringing on people that you can learn from specifically for those channels. Okay, now when it comes down to media buying, it's very expensive to play that game. Okay, it's an expensive sport, as I like to call it. You have to not only learn what converts from the copywriting, from the content, all the way down to actually how to target the right people, but then you also have to, if you're doing lead generation, which means you're generating leads for businesses, you have to then make sure that their sales cycle and their salesman or saleswoman is actually closing the deals. And so that's why it's important to know sales first, then translate that into an actual marketing message, and then distribute that marketing message. Okay, so the more that you can have that feedback loop intertwined, you're going to be able to help your lead gen clients really, really well. Same thing applies for e-commerce. If you learn these marketing messages and these benefits and features of products, you can kind of handle those objections in the copy of selling the product, that way that they just buy and purchase online, right? Different intent when it comes to the purchase, but the same sort of strategy between sales and marketing, okay? Now, the last piece of all of this comes down to finance. Having the ability to know what the numbers are going to be from marketing, correlating all the way to sales, now that you know the elements in between, and then figuring out what the financial KPIs or how you're going to map the offers out, how much money you can actually make by promoting a certain offer, what numbers you have to hit by essentially doing this properly, what landing pages and tweaks do we need to make in order to actually make these conversions optimized to then be able to hit those numbers. That's where the finance and the analytical side really comes into play, because that correlates to a target. And once you have a target set from a budget standpoint or from a financial standpoint, you can then reverse engineer all of these and make assumptions about what is needed. So that's a lot of what I do now, essentially, when I roll out offers for my company, or I help others do the same with my advertising agency. We say, okay, you want to make, let's say, 100 grand a month or 50 grand a month, whatever the number is. Okay, great. How many booked appointments are you going to need in order to actually hit that number? Cool. Let's say your closing rate is about 30%. Half of them aren't going to show. That means that off of that pool, that lead pool, if we generate 100 appointments, 50 of them show up and you only close 30%, well, that means that you're only going to close about 10 to 20 deals per month. Can your business survive on that? Yes or no? Let's say the answer is yes. If it is, then great. How much do we need to spend in order for those numbers to become true? If your cost per acquisition is $1,000 and you bring on 10 clients, are you willing to bring on or put aside for budget at least $10,000? Yes or no, right? And so you can see that all the assumptions in that bridge in between, from all the marketing and sales processes down to the finance, then really allows you to become a great operator, because then you are able to control essentially how much budget gets allocated here, what assumptions are going to be made for the sales team here, and then really it comes down to the management working with that business or doing this yourself for your business, or helping friends and family and clients do the same, is essentially to manage with those numbers all of the skill sets that you stacked on top of each other. And that's where you can actually refine and see where in your campaigns, where in your digital marketing and sales efforts are you struggling, okay? Now, this is a little bit more of a marketing skew. If you just wanted to stay solely in sales, copywriting is not your thing, media buying is not your thing, you're not tech savvy, totally cool. Be the best salesman and best saleswoman that you can be, because it is a really high paying job. Because if you are the one that's closing all the deals, or a majority of the deals, you have the best closing rates, you're gonna get flooded with more and more and more deals and opportunities to continue to make higher commissions. If you suck over the phones, but you understand sales and how that sales argument works, then media buying or copywriting might be great for you. And if you're a creative type, then copywriting is where I would focus. If you're more analytical and you still don't, like sales, or you like copywriting, then media buying may be your only focus, okay? And so all of these have to work together, and so it's up to you whether you develop all of these skill sets to become more and more valuable, or at least understand them enough to be able to contribute to the collective, contribute to a team, or contribute to the businesses and clients that you serve. Or if you're gonna do all of it, then you're probably gonna have a team beneath you, or you're able to charge high ticket, have high retainers, because you understand this entire system here. And then it's about how can you actually help more and more people with that process. So I hope that helps. Those are the 4 skill sets that I would really learn, study, and master when it comes to online business to help you become a better and more effective digital entrepreneur. And if you found value out of this video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down below. And if you want to check out one of our communities, Digital Entrepreneur Secrets, it's also going to be linked in the description, where we go a little bit more in depth, going over the tactics and the strategies that I kind of just covered here today, but a little bit more in depth. So you can go ahead and click the link in the description. But if you found value, and if you're looking to make 2023 your best year yet, then go ahead and share this with other people, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.